Hello everyone, welcome to another
Mickey Moist video.
Today we're going to be doing a tier list of all the weird noises you can find in Silent Hill 3. Yep, this is going to be an interesting one. Silent Hill 3 has a lot of weird noises you can find throughout the game, and I'd say more than maybe all of the Silent Hills combined. Silent Hill 3 is one of my favorite Silent Hills because it's got a lot of weird noises that just play randomly throughout every level. You got a lot of weird ambient growls, you got a lot of weird metallic clangs, and you got some weird odd ambiances that just play here and there. And today we're gonna rank all of them on a tier list because my Spectrum brain just loves ranking things. Anyway, let's get started, shall we? To kick things off, we have two noises that play in the prologue segment of the game. These noises are separate from the ones that occur in the normal lakeside amusement park. First, we have this weird monster growl that occurs when ascending up the roller coaster steps. It's hard to distinguish between the monster track that's already playing in the background, so I'm gonna have to put this in B. But next, we have this awesome monster squeal followed by chomping noises at the top of the roller coaster. My favorite thing about this is that when you are at the top of the roller coaster, it's all silent, and then you just hear this monster squeal with chomping noises. It's very juxtaposed to the noisy and abrasive sounds of the normal lakeside amusement park, so for that it's going in A tier. And just like that, we're done with the prologue, and then up next we have the mall. The mall is one of my favorite opening areas to any Silent Hill game because it has just such wonderful sound design, and it has such an awesome, unique atmosphere to it. First on our list, we have this mall ambience before the closer encounter. Even though this isn't an odd noise, I still want to include it because I think it's very awesome. It's just the normal outside world occurring. You know, you have like your teenage girls going shopping, you have your people going for birthday presents or Christmas presents and what have you. And then you just have Heather here in the back of the mall by herself right before her world gets fucking shifted upside down. It's honestly awesome. For that, it's going in S tier. After that, we have the storeroom knocking noise. I think these are footsteps. I'm not 100% sure, but what I like about it is it sounds like it's coming from another room, like right next door to you. So it's like, hey, what could that be? Is that another person? Is that a monster walking around? Who fucking knows? A tier. Right after that, we have this hallway after elevator monster wail. Another category of weird noises you're gonna hear is these monster wails. I love any monster wail, really, so this is gonna be going in A tier. In the same hallway, we also have this dog howling, and I just
Love
this dog howling. One of the more unique dog wail noises you'll hear throughout the game, and I really like it here because it kind of sounds like these are what the split heads like sound like when they congregate. Really gives atmosphere to this room and to the whole level in general. Love it. S tier. After that, we have this medicine storeroom creaking. It's a neat little audio clip. I like that it sounds like the building is settling down. I like these ambient noises that play in these empty rooms, which makes me feel uneasy. This one's going in B tier. Up next, we have these chains. I can't tell if this is part of the ambience track, but it's very neat. We're gonna put this in B tier. Oh baby, here's another good one. We have this clothing store jump scare. One of my favorite things about Silent Hill jump scares is that they come from very unexpected places, especially here in the clothing store. You know, you're just walking around and you're walking to the back of this area, and then all of a sudden it sounds like a bunch of fucking boxes fell over, and you're just like,
What the hell was that?
it's never explained, and it doesn't need to be, because it's awesome. S tier. Right before we get the cooked dog key, we hear this fucking dog growl, and it's honestly one of the most threatening noises I've heard in a game. This one I'm a little biased on because in real life I'm afraid of dogs, and I find this noise to be very threatening, and I love that it's so high in the decibel range. You can't miss it. This one's going in A tier for me. Up next, we got some floor creaking in this Numbody store. You like floor creaking, right? Well, the C in creaking stands for C tier, because that's where it's going. Next, we have this monster snarl in the closer hallway. Genuinely caught me off guard. Feels like something caught wind of your presence and wants to get you. You know, wants to get you, Heather.
Watch out!
This one's going in A tier. I like this next one a lot. It's the monster whales in the hallway with moths. I love it because it's juxtaposed to this loud-ass fan with the bright orange light beaming through, and then as you get closer into this dark hallway, you start hearing these monster wails, and it's like, are they somber? What are they? Behind one of these doors is one of these monsters crying out to you, and it's fucking creepy. It makes me feel uneasy. I love it a lot. S tier. And the last one for the mall, we have this monster grunt before the boss. It's a nice little neat noise. We're gonna put this one in B tier. Not much to say. I like that it feels as though the monster grunt is coming from the boss itself. Especially because you hear it as soon as the camera shifts over and you see the abyss below you. So, it gets points for that, but still going in B tier. The mall is easily one of the most flavorful areas when it comes to weird monster noises, and I feel like it does a great job of setting the tone for what the rest of the game is going to be like. So the mall is getting an S tier. We're doing 2 tier lists. The S tier goes to fucking mall. I gotta adjust myself. Right after the mall, we have the subway. And from here, the game gets a little interesting, where it's a lot more A to B when it comes to level design, which I personally really like. I know there's some people out there that say that right after the mall, it kind of gets a little boring, but I wholeheartedly disagree, because there's a lot of weird noises that play in these areas. Speaking of weird noises, right before we enter the subway, we hear this nice monster growl.
Immediately going in S tier.
What a threatening fucking noise to hear before descending into the subway platforms. It is awesome. Like, it gives me anxiety. What could possibly be down there that's making that noise, and how
big is it?
Next, we have this monster incel noise on the platform. I wrote that into the script thinking it was funny. I love how silent this area is, but it gets rudely interrupted by someone claiming that the Silent Hill 2 remake is too woke, so immediately going in D tier. Next, we have this telephone. I couldn't tell if this noise happened because I interacted with the phone, or if it happened right before I interacted with the phone. Either way, it's a normal telephone noise. It did get a little jump out of me when I first played it, but it's just a telephone noise. Honestly, just cut it out of the video. Damien, edit this out.
Damien, what are you
Stop
doing?
yelling at me! I don't know what I'm doing! I just don't know what I'm doing! Stop yelling!
After that, we have the dog. After that, we have the dog platform. Monster Roar. I love me them short roars from the depths of the darkness. B tier. Last on our list, we have this monster growl right after picking the shotgun up. I love this one a lot because it's basically a shortened version of the monster growl you hear in the beginning. So it kind of gives this sense of like, ooh, there's this monster down here and it knows exactly where you are. It was growling before, but now it's snarling. So this one's going in A tier for me. And that concludes the subway. Even though there's not a lot of varying noises here that can be heard, I still appreciate the monster growls in the subway. I think the monster growl on the lobby is what really sells it for me. So this one's going in A tier. Love the subway.
Damn, I'm really fucking winging this.
Anyway, right after the subway, we enter the sewers. I love this section a lot of weird noises we're gonna hear. First on our list is the room where we get the mall. We get to hear this little monster noise. Very unique sound. I like it a lot because it gives the impression that there's a monster sleeping in the locker and we just almost woke it up. A tier for me. After that, we have this long hallway monster wail. I love the wailing sounds. I believe this is the same sound that occurs during the moth hallway, but I like it here too, so going in A tier for me. And right after that, we have this sewer shriek noise. Now, I love this one a lot because it's actually a recent discovery. I was watching a friend play Silent Hill 3 and they were exploring around the sewers, and when they got to this spot, I did not know that this shriek I did not know that this shriek occurred because, you know, there's not really a reason to go over to this area. And so it was such a pleasant surprise to find this weird shriek, very high pitched too. Juxtaposed to all the other monster growls you hear throughout the game. So for giving me a slight heart attack, going in S tier. Well baby, we got some metal thumpings. I love these metal thumpings a lot because they seem to progressively get louder as you go through this hallway. A tier. Oh, looks like we got a monster huffing and puffing. I love the implication that the only thing that's separating you from certain death are these rusty ass bars. Love it. A tier. Here we have a monster whale at this speedrun spot. Sounds like this guy's getting his back blown out. I have a personal attachment to this noise because I used to speedrun this game back in 2021, and right here is when you have to do a speedrunning glitch where you have to like clip through a wall by like jumping off one of the platforms or whatever. And to tell if I did the glitch correctly, you would hear this noise. And so if I heard this noise, I felt really good about myself. Even though it's cool and I have a personal attachment to it, guy's getting his back blown out. C tier. And last, we have these metal clangs that happen in sequential order, about 3 of them. It's a nice ambient noise, however it happens 3 times in a row and it kind of loses its pizzazz, going in D tier for me. And that concludes the sewers. I like this area a lot, especially because it was one of the harder areas for me to speedrun because of that goddamn glitch. Because of the monster incel noise and the metal clangs, demoting this will be putting this in D tier. This close to an A though.
Oh my god.
Hilltop is one of my favorite areas in any Silent Hill game. It's got such great iconography, it's got some fucking crazy monsters and some cool level design, and not only that, it's got some pretty spooky noises. So let's get into them, shall we? We're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into it, shall we? Yeah, we will. Fuck, first, we have this stairwell clang. That can definitely catch me off guard, but it's a stairwell clang, so going in C tier. Honestly, it should be in D tier. I can't do that now.
Fuck.
Next, we have these footsteps that occur in the abandoned building next to the hilltop. I love footsteps in these games, alright? I love the weird audio track that plays, because you can almost hear like a car in the background because of how up close they sound. Love it, going in A tier. And right after that, to complement these footsteps well, we have these harder footsteps that occur in the mattress room. Like I said, it pretty much complements the other footsteps you hear, because the impression is that this is an empty building. Like, there are no monsters or there's no people in here. It's like, who's walking around? Who's stomping their... Certainly not Heather, but she does have boots, so it might be her. This one's going in A tier as well. When we finally get to the hilltop center, we encounter the mannequin room. This is one of the most famous jump scares throughout the entire Silent Hill series. I don't have to really explain much, but hearing Heather scream as the mannequin head gets fucking chopped off is so delightful. Love that. S tier for me. On a less serious note, we have this floor creaking in the auto shop. Nice little audio file, floor creaking, building settling. Who knows?
Maybe it's a monster.
This is going in B tier. When we reach the other world of the Hilltop Center, we hear this monster incel noise. Sounds like this guy's getting his back blown out. Going in C tier. Oh my god, we have this monster, like, tummy growl noise. Love it because it's so up close and personal. A tier for me. Now, we already reviewed this next noise over in the mall. It was the dog wailing in the elevator, but I want to put this here again because with the added imagery of the mirror, or I guess the glass in the wheelchair, it gives the impression that the other world is calling towards Heather, and that's what the dog wails before were. So, like, basically, adding more context to this noise is what keeps this in S tier. Love it so much. Last but not least, we have a monster groan. Would be higher, but due to the high concentration of monsters and loud-ass ambience, it's hard to tell when it really happens, so it's going in C tier. To me, Hilltop is one of the places that I instantly think about when it comes to Silent Hill 3. With amazing iconography and amazing sound effects, you just got so much going on in this level that really becomes a microcosm of what the game feels and is about. So, obviously, easy S tier for me. After Hilltop, there's a little bit before we enter the hospital setting where we get to see more noises. Like, I guess, hear more noises. So let's take a break and let's take a listen to the word of our sponsor, shall we? Hi, it's me again. We don't have a sponsorship on the channel, but what I will tell you about is I have a new album that's out. It's called Violence and Perfume. It's with my band called User927. We released it November 15th of this year. It's like post-hardcore. It's like alternative rock. You like alternative music, don't you, kids? So I would take a gander at this if you enjoy my content as well as maybe other music you've heard from me. If you enjoy what I do, please take a gander at my other creative endeavors so that I can get
Big and make $1 million.
Please and thank you. I'm not good at talking about myself, so let's just get back to the video. Much Much like the hilltop, the hospital is another area that reminds me of so much of why Silent Hill 3 is so cool. Along with having some crazy cool visuals and ambiance, we got some weird noises. So let's take a gander at them, shall we? First, we have this monster snarl in the hospital room. Hard to hear through the enemy backing track, but there is a monster snarl. Would be cooler if you could actually hear it, so it's going in C tier. Next, we have these footsteps with the machine gun. I like it because it plays right before you're about to pick up the submachine gun, so it gives the idea that someone is walking up behind you. A tier for me. I love footsteps. What can I say? I like feet. I love feet. I love feet. In the stairwell, we get this metal door sound effect. This one's funny to me because it's just a metal door.
Someone's closing a metal door. Wonder what they're shutting it for.
C tier. Oh my god, in the Otherworld hospital, in the basement times 3, we hear Stanley Coleman joiking it in his hospital bed.
Need I explain why this is going in S tier?
Need I? Because I don't think I will. S tier. After that, we have this monster growl. The music cuts out perfectly in time to hear this noise. So that's why this is going in B tier. But otherwise, it's just a normal standard monster growl. Up next, we have this monster noise in the hospital room. This one's funny because... this one's funny because it plays on a loop. You can just hear this little monster guy for eons and eons if you wanted to. But since it's all on a loop, you know, I'm putting it on C tier. And then next we have the monster growl in the hospital hallway. Very threatening monster growl noise, so this one's going to A tier for me. Overall, the hospital is alright when it comes to noises. Not enough variety in the noises here, unfortunately, but we do have the added bonus of Stanley Coleman coming. That being said, I will be giving this area a C in terms of noises. Not a lot of variety here. Next on our list, we have the Lakeside Amusement Park, the area that started it all, except we don't get gronked by a roller coaster. First noise we can hear is these cookie tins falling. I feel odd including it on this list because it's a noise that happens, like, because something happened in the room, and it's not that scary, so going in B tier. Right after that, we have the Danny jump scare in the Borley Mansion.
That's Danny.
Same goes with this one. It's the result of something happening in the room, so I feel weird including it in the list, but B tier as well. And then last but not least, we have the footsteps in the tarot room. Love this sound already, but I think it sounds way better in the hilltop and the hospital because the context there makes it scarier. But here it's just the normal footstep noise you can hear. So B tier for me, I guess. And that's all for the amusement park. Like, I was really hoping that there was going to be a lot more variety of, like, monster squeals, like, off in the distance, because this is one of the very few areas where you're, like, outside, out in the open. So I was really hoping to hear more ambient tracks, but alas, no, there is not. So fucking whatever. I've only really included those two noises because, like, I wanted to pad out the video. Yes, I'm a hack. For the noise tier list, I'm going to have to give the amusement park an F. Much like real life, the amusement park has left me very disappointed. So let's see if the church will pick me back up. First, we have this Voltiel climbing monster whale. I think this area being the most rusted and decrepit makes the sound much heavier than it actually is. Love it, putting it in B tier. Next we have this monster screech into the abyss. Genuinely frightening noise. I love the abyss here. Great visuals to complement the sound, going in A tier. Next we have this knocking and then a monster wail. I love this one a lot because it's a two-parter. First you get this light knock as if like a vent cover is falling off, and then you hear this monster wail like it's climbing out and it sees you and it's gonna get you soon. Well, then, monster snarls. Two-parters like these always go in A tier for me. Okay, this one's controversial. This one's a controversy I'm putting on the list, but there's this knocking I hear in the morgue. I cannot tell for the life of me if this is a real noise or if I'm making this up, but it sounds like the piano puzzle from Silent Hill 1. It sounds like that knocking that you hear when you do the right notes. I think it's there. I hear it very slightly and it only plays once, but if you can't hear it, then please dislike the video. It's too inaudible anyway. Who gives a shit? F tier. And that's it as well. Not too many noises here in the church. At least there's more variety here compared to the amusement park, but still, giving the church a B. It's more like a C, but I'm charitable. And that's pretty much all the noises I could find in Silent Hill 3. In conclusion, I love Silent Hill 3 a lot because I feel like the sound effects breathe a lot of life into the environments themselves. In fairness, I just wanted to do a showcase of all the noises that you can find here because of how plentiful they are, and I felt like making a tier list would be fun, and it turns out it was. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching if you made it this far. Like and or subscribe if you want to, or dislike the video. I never get enough of those. I will see you in the next one. Thank you, goodbye. Also, don't forget to listen to my album. I really would like it if you listen to my album. Anyway, that's it for now. Bye.